Picture this moment with me. You're standing in your home right now, surrounded by technology that would seem like absolute magic to someone from just a century ago. Your smartphone holds more computing power than the systems that sent humans to the moon. Your refrigerator, your lights, your entire existence runs on electricity flowing through invisible wires. But here's the thing that should absolutely terrify you. Every single piece of that technology depends on a system so fragile that one solar flare, one electromagnetic pulse, or one cascading grid failure could turn it all into expensive paperweights overnight. Your backup batteries? They'll last maybe a few days if you're lucky. Your power bank? A week at best. And then you're in the dark, just like everyone else, desperately wishing you'd paid attention to how people actually created electricity before corporations started selling it to you in convenient little packages. But what if I told you that, buried in a museum in Baghdad, there's a clay jar built somewhere between 200 BC and 200 AD that holds the secret to generating electrical power using nothing but scrap metal and kitchen vinegar? What if I told you this ancient battery still works today, and you could build one in your garage this afternoon that might outlast every Duracell in your house by literal centuries? In 1936, a German archaeologist named Wilhelm König was doing routine cataloguing work at the Baghdad Museum when he stumbled across something that fundamentally didn't belong in its time period. It was a simple clay jar, about 5 inches tall, nothing particularly impressive at first glance. But when he looked inside, his entire understanding of ancient technology shifted. Nested within that clay vessel was a copper cylinder, and suspended inside that cylinder by an asphalt seal was an iron rod, carefully positioned so it never touched the copper walls. This wasn't random. This wasn't decorative. This was engineered with purpose and precision. König had a background in science, and his brain immediately recognized what he was looking at. This was a galvanic cell. This was a battery. The academic world absolutely lost its collective mind when he proposed this theory. After all, batteries were supposedly invented by Alessandro Volta in 1800, and this artifact was sitting comfortably at around 2,000 years older than that. The establishment rushed to explain it away as anything else, a scroll case, a storage container, some kind of ceremonial object, anything but what it obviously resembled. Enter Willard Gray in 1940. This engineer decided to stop arguing and start testing. He built an exact replica of the Baghdad Battery, filled it with vinegar, which is a weak acid that ancient civilizations could easily produce, and measured the output. It worked. It produced approximately 0.5 volt of measurable, usable electrical current. Since that moment, the Baghdad Battery has been replicated dozens upon dozens of times by scientists, hobbyists, and even the Mythbusters team. Every single reconstruction works. Some produce up to 2 volts. String a few together in series and you've got enough power to light modern LED bulbs or trickle-charge contemporary devices. Here's the absolute kicker that should blow your mind. The materials don't degrade like modern batteries. A properly maintained Baghdad battery can sit dormant for years, be refilled with fresh electrolyte solution, and immediately start producing power again as if nothing happened. Your Duracells can't do that. Your lithium-ion cells can't do that. This ancient technology is actually more resilient than what we consider cutting-edge today. Understanding why this works requires stripping away the mystique around electricity. A battery is fundamentally simple. Two different metals submerged in an acidic or alkaline solution. That's the entire secret. These metals have different levels of electron affinity, different hungers for electrons. When you place them both in that solution, the metal with stronger electron affinity starts pulling electrons from the other metal through the liquid medium. That flow of electrons is electricity. It's that straightforward. Modern batteries are fragile systems built with rare earth materials extracted from politically unstable regions, assembled in complex supply chains that could collapse tomorrow. When they fail, they're toxic waste you can't repair or rebuild. The Baghdad Battery fails gracefully. When the electrolyte evaporates, you add more vinegar. When the iron corrodes away, you pull it out and drop in another nail. Every single component is replaceable with materials you can scavenge from any hardware store, junkyard, or abandoned building. So here's what I need you to do right now. Subscribe to this channel because we're just getting started exploring the ancient technologies that modern society has foolishly forgotten. Share this video with everyone you know who thinks survival is about hoarding batteries instead of understanding how to make them. The knowledge contained in this video is worth more than $1,000 of emergency supplies, because knowledge weighs nothing, never runs out, and can't be confiscated. When the lights go out, the people who remember what the ancients knew will be the ones still generating power, while everyone else fights over dead batteries. Don't be in that second group. Be in the first. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next video, where we continue uncovering the survival wisdom hiding in plain sight throughout history.